Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tales from the Table Studios, where you deserve a seat at the table. This is our inaugural episode of Nights of Magic and Mystery, our Sentai and Sensibility campaign. 2 tables, 2 GMs, 1 messed up time stream. Don't worry about it. We'll get into it. My name is Cassidy, aka Yoda Almighty. I use she, they pronouns, and I am your tale slinger, your master of ceremonies for this evening. I'm going to go around and introduce these wonderful people at my table, and then we're going to drop right into it. And I think that's everything on my checklist. So let's get started. I'm going to popcorn because I'm evil. Let's start with Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt, he, him pronouns. And oh my gosh, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. I'm going to be playing Chin Huang, he, they pronouns. And I don't remember what else I need to say. I'm just so excited that everything has left my head.
That's all you got to say. Just your
Okay, I'll popcorn it over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. I use any and all pronouns, and tonight I am playing Avery Kaparis, who also uses any and all pronouns. And I will popcorn it over to X.
Hello, that is I believe. Am I? You'll never know. Anyway, I'm Extel, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing good old Jax LaFay, also he, him pronouns. It's a pleasure to meet y'all tonight, and I'm also very excited, and I'm passing it over to JT.
Hello, I am the most excited. I'm JT, my pronouns are they, them, and tonight I will be playing Carlisle Vicori, also they, them.
Okay, so that is everybody. We're going to jump right into an introduction to this game. Pardon me as I drag this tab over so I can roughly look at camera while I read. Fog rolls across the fields of Surrey, leaping from the banks of the Thames to creep south and west. Claremont House, the recent home of Charlotte, Princess Royal, and her new husband, Duke Leopold of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, is bathed in shadows. The protective enchantments on the ground normally make shadows a welcome companion to those who patrol the halls and gardens of the estate. But tonight, every guardian and knight is wary. The fog and shadows are unnatural. Veterans of the recent French wars have encouraged every guardian to summon their full regalia. The princess's knights guard her and the duke closely. The protections on the house repel the fog, but the infernal shadows creep through every crack. Guardian Kaparis, please describe how Avery feels as they see these protective shadows at war with themselves as they patrol the halls near the princess's quarters.
Avery is on edge just as much as anyone else. There is a little bit of an eagerness to them. They're a little bit looking for a fight. They've got electricity going in their veins right now. They are ready to make moves. They don't want anything bad to happen, to be clear. They would never wish ill will. But should it happen, they are ready and they are very excited to engage.
Okay. You are wandering the halls, making your rounds, doing as you are supposed to do, when a figure darts across your vision towards the princess's quarters, and then a second one on its heels. You can't see where they came from. It's like they melted from the shadows themselves. Roll footwork.
That is a 5.
You succeed. You keep pace with them as you run down the hallway. Although it seems to stretch unnaturally, you can't seem to catch up with them. You were almost there, but not quite. And then you hear a wretched, horrifying scream, and the sound of fighting begins echoing through the halls as you keep running. You round the corner to Charlotte's rooms, and you see your commanding officer, Knight Captain Horatio Beecham, the dashing alabaster ice drake, dead on the floor. His ice sword is melting in a pool of his own blood. The other knights, people you have served with for years who have fought Napoleon's armies, are scattered, limp on the floor as you run down the hall towards splintered doors to Charlotte's rooms. You hope against hope that the sound of fighting still inside means Charlotte and the Duke are still alive. But you feel that hope dim as you notice, as you step over the bodies of your comrades, that you cannot tell who they are, even in full regalia. Shadows erupt into the hall, and Duke Leopold's body is thrown into yours, and you hear a blood-curdling scream and desperate choking. You hit the ground, Leopold half cradled in your arms, and you hear pounding footsteps of fellow guardians as they rush towards you, rush towards whatever is happening here. The shadowy figure you saw and its companion appear in the doorway. They both study you and Leopold, gauging whether you are a threat. They do not find you to be one. The second figure seems to chuckle and fade in a scatter of dark, sickly leaves. The larger figure, carrying a scythe made of darkness, steps forward, pulling something from the room behind. Charlotte's body is callously tossed into the hall, and the figure you've only heard of in whispers and rumors steps over her. The Shadow King steps towards you, masked and inscrutable. Do you think this is an act of war, Guardian? Do you think me cruel for robbing the country of its beloved princess? Do you think she was innocent? How does Avery respond to that?
It is blind rage that throws Avery forward. With a swing, they pull out their barong blade, leaf-shaped in its entirety, and they're going to take a swipe.
Dueling.
That's a 1.
That would normally be a failure. However, a 1 is what it invokes what in this game for the mechanical side of it, the very few mechanics it has, which is wonderful, is called honor. If you roll a 1 on your station, you may invoke your honor. So tell me how you succeed at connecting with the Shadow King, even though you really should not have.
The swing is far too wide, and the
Mhm.
blade gets parried off to one side, but I'm quick to spin it around in my ham, and instead I slam the hilt into the side of his head, trying to stun him.
Okay. You succeed, and it is this that allows Leopold, who has stirred awake, to stab down at the Shadow King, and you see your companion, Guardian Vicori, rounding the corner at the far end of the hallway as the Shadow King whips their scythe through the air. Roll footwork again. Carlisle, roll footwork with advantage, please.
Advantage? I didn't know there was advantage in this game.
Yes, there's advantage and disadvantage.
That is a 2 for Avery.
I think I'll roll
Oh, so close.
D4 for this.
Yes. You want to hit a 3 or a 4 for you?
I hit a 4 with advantage.
Okay. So you feel, both of you, darkness enter your bodies. Carlisle, it hits your armor and dissipates. You are just a bit too far to feel the full effects of this. But Avery and Duke Leopold take the full brunt. At first, it is cold, colder than anything you have ever felt in your life. And then it burns. You feel your regalia melting from your body. Leopold slams into the wall next to you, sobbing and crazed. He is pulling at his hair. Carlisle is close. Help is near. But then the Shadow King kicks Leopold, knocking him unconscious, and leans over you as you are crouched on the floor. Roll vigor.
That's a 3.
Which is a failure. So as you fall unconscious, Avery Kaparis, you feel breath against your cheek as the Shadow King leans over you, which means you should be able to see their face, but you can't see their face. Do not fear me, Guardian. Do not fear what is to come. I will remake this kingdom into something worthy of the power it now wields. You can stand against me, or you can die. You wake up. It is 6 weeks later. No longer a chilly November evening. It is December 21st, the night of the inaugural Yule Ball. Charlotte's funeral is long over. Duke Leopold confined somewhere up north in Scotland. And today you are being promoted from Guardian to Knight. How does Avery feel today?
Avery sits up, and there is a tremble in their right hand that they haven't ever been able to shake since that night. It has constantly stayed with them, this tremor in their hand. They're trying to find excitement. He is dulled since that evening. He is a bit more hollowed out than he was that night. And so while typically events like these and a big promotion would once again send that lightning through his veins, get him ready to go, he feels very somber, very mellowed out, very even keeled about the entire thing.
Okay. How are you preparing for the investiture in particular? Are you going to see anybody? Are you going to do anything special? This is a big deal.
It is. I think I take time first to meditate, take a breather. There will be a lot of eyes on me later on in the evening, and I am not trying to catch everyone's attention for the entire day. I'll stay in my room for most of it. But I do think life is often divided into the befores and the afters. And Avery has been living in an after since that night. It has been after that night, after they lost Charlotte. And this is another before and after now with this promotion. There will be before the promotion and after the promotion. But some things will carry over that I think Avery doesn't want to. And so I do think I'm going to go find the doctor if I am allowed. Yes.
You are allowed. Maximoff is, as usual, in his quarters inside Buckingham Palace, close enough to where the king is currently sequestered to get there within a few minutes by carriage, but far enough away that no one is suspicious about the number of doctors living on palace grounds, so to speak. I mean, they're trying to keep the king's true condition as under wraps as they can. So he is in his he is in his quarters and is enjoying breakfast. It is fairly early in the morning. You were woken by this recurring nightmare you've had just before dawn. So
Time is a weird soup. I'm gonna go knock on his door anyway.
yep. Okay. So you go knock on his door, and I am trying to find where did I put Maximov in the document so I can go find him. The search function is failing me. There it is. So Maximov, you don't know if Maximov sleeps. You've never, genuinely, I don't think you've ever seen the man sleep, even when you had an up close opportunity to witness it. So he opens the door dressed immaculately as always, and you see, or the audience sees, a Reed Richards looking type of guy. Gray at the temples, dark hair, bright green eyes. Oh, Guardian Caparis. How can I help you?
I couldn't sleep.
Tea, come. This man is ancient but ageless. It looks like he just kind of froze at age 45, and he's supposed to be a contemporary of Nicholas Flamel, but who believes that? And he leads you into well-appointed but not ostentatious quarters, not what you would expect of a royal physician. And he makes you tea and scones and icy tater.
I think it feels homey in a way that Avery is not used to, does not often get these days. It's the closest to companionship that Avery feels with anybody, are these quiet little moments that he can steal with somebody who knows about that night, who understands what happened. And I don't think that there's a lot to be said. I think Avery will simply ask, you don't think that there will be any issues tonight at the inauguration?
That is beyond my ability to say. I think we are better prepared. I went French there for a second. Why the fuck? This Les Mis. You guys were talking about Les Mis, and I went French. I don't believe we are as unprepared as we were, but we are more on guard. And only Lisbeth and Angarad will be attending tonight. Or did you mean your investiture? I am not involved in that, and you know it.
Doesn't hurt to ask anyway. Do you mind if I spend some time here? If anyone's looking for me, I don't want them to find me.
Of course. Was it the dream?
It always is.
I would like to tell you that dreams fade with time, but with the centuries I have under my belt, there are faces I cannot unsee, things I cannot unfeel. Time does help, but you just learn to live with it. Drink your tea. Oh, hold on. I had a friend visit me from home. I have the good vodka. And steps away, makes it Russian.
I think Avery will spend a majority of the time there and then sort of hide away back to their room whenever they can without being seen.
Okay. For camera purposes, let's call it. What does Avery look like?
Avery has long, messy, dark hair. One of those types that constantly is pulling their hair back, and constantly it is falling in his face no matter what he does. He is about 5'2", 5'3". He's not very tall. He is trans, binds his chest in a very safe manner. Darker skinned, Filipino, and used to walk around with this sort of air of arrogance to him. Nowadays, does what he can to blend into the walls, prefers to be observing rather than to be observed. Bright golden eyes, teeth a little bit too sharp, a little bit too jagged for his smile. He doesn't smile often, but when he does, it looks a little crooked. He's got kind of a crooked smile.
All right. Well, we will leave Avery to their tea and their scones. And Matt, where do we find Chin Huang?
So I'd say that Chin Huang is on his way to visit his friend Alice. I imagine that in preparation for everything, he's shelled out a bit of cash so that he can make sure that his clothes are nice and ironed. Everything is prepared, and he makes a bunch of stops. But his overall goal is to visit his friend Alice, the currently illegitimate heir. But he is hoping to avoid. Just because of the relationship, he's hoping to avoid Earl Robin Goodfellow, who never seemed to like Chin for some reason.
Yes. Well, I think your preferred method of going to visit Alice when she is at home is hopping the back fence.
Excellent. Let's go.
Alice Fitzroy, the granddaughter of the current king, but as you mentioned, illegitimate, tends to, in times of stress, anger, excitement, any big emotion, go to a little glen hidden on the property that they live at. She lives at with her mother and father, Robert Gwynedd being Prince Robert Gwynedd, and Aoife Fitzroy, her mother, the Lady Aoife Fitzroy. And I think to avoid the house immediately. You hop the fence and immediately head for this glen. It is like a scene from The Secret Garden. You step through a walled garden wall, and the brickwork is covered in English ivy, and you dart through down the paths to a little pond where a little grove of trees has formed. They're weeping willows, and they've kind of created a little natural, like, circular enclave, hidden from the eyes. And Alice has told you that she found this place when she was a child, and she and Charlotte used to play here often because they are cousins, were cousins, and she was very close to Charlotte, even a bridesmaid at her wedding. And you find her whacking at a tree with a sword. She is having a big emotional moment. You are not sure the nature of that emotion yet.
As Chin approaches, he's going to maybe give one of their secret signals, just so she knows that he's coming and he doesn't catch an errant swing, and he just goes caw caw.
And you watch as seamlessly as you have ever seen any guardian or knight, that sword turns into a pole arm and the blade ends up right up under your chin.
Hi.
Chin, what are you doing here? You're going to the forest of Arden in 4 hours. What are you doing here?
Well,
The polearm disappears.
I had a date, and unfortunately they flaked. So I was wondering if there was any chance that you would accompany me.
To what? I'm not allowed to go to the investiture.
But
I wasn't even allowed to properly train as a guardian. Why would I be allowed to go to what?
as maybe as my date, you could show up and
No. There's magic involved, Chin. It will eat me.
I hardly think that it would eat the heir to the throne.
I am Chin. Charlotte was the heir. I am not. Stop that. It's disrespectful.
I just
Dishonor her.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying that, you know, I mean it would be a way of paying tribute to her memory if you stepped up.
I am not the heir. Much as my great grandfather and my mother would like me to be the heir, I cannot be the heir. You know what the oaths say. It's why my grandmother couldn't be queen.
But what are oaths? Oaths are just words.
Oaths are magic here, Chin. You know that. The last people who tried to take the oath with any malice in their hearts were slaughtered.
You don't have malice in your heart. You're the kindest person I know.
Alice just starts like quietly weeping.
And Chin like considers offering his sleeve, and for a moment he hesitates because he's like, I just got this washed, but maybe this will get her to go. And so he's like, no, they're there.
I can cry on command, guys. Um, actual tears in my eyes. She slumps into you, accepts the there pats. Both of you hear a twig snap. I need you to roll footwork for me, Jen.
Uh-oh.
And I'm making this a flat roll. I'm not making it a
Okay.
disadvantage.
I failed. I got a 6.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm supposed to be good at this.
You are supposed to be good at this, and that makes it really funny. The dice tell a story.
Yup.
The infamous, immortal, Fey Lord, Earl Robin Goodfellow, the original Puck that graced Shakespeare's pages, steps into the glen. Guardian Huang, unhand my great-granddaughter before I bring you up on charges.
Can't you see? She's in a state.
Alice. And Alice is like pops up and is like 5 paces away from you before you even realize she moved. Goodbye, Guardian Huang.
And Chin, in that moment, he realizes he's caught. He realizes he's got to go. But as he like sort of bashfully starts to move away, he finds his way like outside, hopefully finding a moment where either the Earl turns or he's able to get behind him, and he's gonna like mouth, I'll wait for you outside.
Okay. You leave. How long are you willing to wait?
I would say 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you wait And I guess, and you're like pacing outside the gate to the garden, like, like, oh, is she in trouble? Did I get us in trouble? Am I in trouble? Alice does not appear. Instead, imagine like the stepmother from Cinderella, but like the cartoon version, but like not evil. That's like the visage of the woman who walks towards you in a beautiful Regency gown. Rosetta Fitzroy, Alice's grandmother, the one time considered queen of Britain. Guardian Huang.
Yes. And he's going to go down to one knee and like bow before.
Get up. Get up. Did my father find you? Yes,
You know,
he
I
did.
thought I thought I was sneaky.
You are very sneaky, young man. It was only me delaying him that got you the time you did.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Why are you here?
I was hoping that Alice would come with me.
To the investiture.
Yes.
Chin. May I call you Chin, dear?
I'd be delighted.
My granddaughter does not wish to go to a ceremony that she has been denied going to, just like she has been denied a throne. She'd rather go with you to the ball. Did you ask if she'd go with you to the ball?
I didn't think that far ahead. I was hoping she would come with me to this, and then we could go to the ball.
How about we do not continue to rub it in her face that the death of her beloved cousin has resulted in this crisis of succession, and instead you try and brighten her spirits with this infernal ball we all have to make an attendance at.
Okay.
I will write a letter on your behalf. Please be prompt. I will make sure she is there.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Before you step away, you feel vines wrap around your ankles and turn you to face Rosetta. If you break my granddaughter's heart, I will break you into 1,000 pieces.
Understood.
Good. And they turn into flowers and just fade into the ground. Get out of my garden.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll get you new roses.
I can no go. Where does Huang or Chin go from here?
I
Get his
think
suit repressed.
he realizes. I think he realizes how late he's going to be after waiting half an hour, and he just sprints. He's gonna
the
try to
barracks.
get there as quickly as he can.
Heading for the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you are sprinting towards the barracks. That leads us to JT. Where do we find Carlisle this morning?
An empty apartment. It is dark, the curtains are closed. There are glass bottles on the floor and on the countertops. There is no sound coming from anywhere except for the clock in their home, which is ticking away fervently as ever. They are seated on their sofa, bouncing their leg, listening to the clock tick in full, unkempt regalia.
And how long has Carlisle the quarry been sitting there in that chair?
At least 8 hours.
Did Carlisle sleep last night?
They slept on that chair.
Okay. Well, give me just a moment because I wrote down a name and I want to make sure I get it correct. Don't think I'm going to, though. There's a knock at your door.
It's open.
Estella de Lizana, former lady-in-waiting and governess to Princess Charlotte, bursts through your door before you even finish saying that. Oh! Get up!
It's not time yet.
No, it is time. Get up. What am I going to do with your hair?
Nothing. You're not going to do anything with my hair.
Yes,
I'm
I am.
dressed.
You are being promoted today. You are going to get up. I'm going to braid it. How long is how long has Carlisle's hair gotten in the last 6 weeks?
It's about as long as mine. They haven't
Yeah.
they haven't shaved, they haven't cut it. They
Yeah.
haven't done anything.
With what can only be described as magic, Estella starts primping you, making you look more put together than you are. Stop short of putting like makeup to cover the dark circles under your eyes, because we wear our grief with pride, because it means something to us. But we do not wear our hair like a fool. And continues to like clean your hair up, put some braids in it to make it look a little more presentable. Have you eaten?
Define eaten.
A solid food has passed your lips into your stomach.
Beer is bread.
Beer is not bread. It is also a liquid. I specified solid.
I don't remember.
No matter pulls a little hamper out and brings, meats and cheeses and grapes. Eat.
Do you doubt on everyone who survived like this?
No. Only the ones that my princess loved. And since Leopold is out of my reach, you are the only one I am left to fret over, so eat.
Begrudgingly, as slowly as they possibly can, they take a bite of whatever she brought.
Eat faster. You are on a timetable.
Hours.
You have enough time for us to take a leisurely stroll through the garden to get some color in your sallow cheeks before I walk you back to the barracks where you will meet the Knight Commander. Eat fast.
They didn't tell me I had to meet him today.
It is the day of the investiture. Who did you think was prescribing the oath to you?
Okay, yeah, no, let me correct myself. I didn't think it mattered that much. Everyone who takes the oath, if they don't mean it, they die. I didn't think I would actually have to meet anyone.
Are you intending to die today?
I don't know how I can take an oath and mean it with my whole heart.
So you are going to abandon Leopold?
Of course not.
Then you will take this oath.
I just mean the magic might know my heart better than I do.
Of course it will. It knows you cared deeply for Charlotte. It knows you still care for Leopold. That's all that matters. I did not raise Charlotte as a pig to slaughter. And I will not let those who loved her fade into her memory either.
Does it have to be a walk?
Yes. Eat.
They Again, very begrudgingly eat, but they do also crack open a flask with.
The flask is taken from you
Come
immediately.
off it!
Sniffed to see what it is. Is it alcohol?
Of course.
Dumped onto the floor.
I get through it. I get through. Boy, I have to eat. I have to get my hair
There
braided
is-
against my will.
There is water in the hamper. Drink that.
You would deny me my beverages for a party?
It's not a party yet. That's tonight. And then you will be working. I don't believe you are one to drink on the job. You will not outlogic me on this. Take your medicine. And pushes more food and water at you.
They eat. They, as far as they're concerned, they're humoring her.
Mm-hmm. Once you are finished, she shuffles you out the door to take a walk through. What's closest? I gotta think about them. We'll walk down the Mall towards Buckingham Palace and the barracks on the far side. Do you discuss anything, or do you walk in silence?
I think unless she pushes conversation, Carlisle is silent. There is a ticking sound that follows them, like that of a clock.
She doesn't say anything. She just. Society would say that the two of you walking together without a chaperone is improper, except Estella is kind of in this weird middle ground as an unmarried person where she should have a chaperone, but she's also of a certain station that allows her a lot of leeway because she is in between a regular member of the nobility and a guardian. She was never quite talented enough to summon a mecha, but she is formidable in her own right with magic. So she's kind of awarded this in-between status. And anyone she catches looking at you a little too long, whispering, you find that if you notice, if you care to notice, you find that she is just like twiddling her fingers and every single one of them loses the ability to speak for a few minutes. And she just squeezes your hand tightly and as close as she can get to giving you a hug in public that would not be inappropriate. And just keeps her chin tilted up and escorts you to the barracks as slowly as she can manage.
I think Carlisle does ask one question on their way.
Of course.
Have you seen Caparis?
Yes.
Is he well?
About as well as you, I believe, but masking it better.
I don't need to mask if I stay home. Nothing to hide in my apartment.
She fully rolls her eyes at that. Carlyle. This grief is not stronger than you.
We'll see.
If it is stronger than you, then it means you have failed Charlotte and you have failed Leopold, and I don't believe you would ever do that. I don't think you have it in you to fail them. What happened that night was not a failure. Not on your part.
If that were true, they would be standing here right now and we would not have this problem.
No. A failure would mean that I lost all three of you. I still have two.
1.
Two.
All right.
All right. One day at a time. And she walks you up to the entrance to the barracks and pats both hands on your chest, smooths your hair one more time. Your heart may be broken, but it is still true.
Like I said, we'll see.
We shall. I'm very rarely wrong. And she just flounces about and walks away.
Not a smile, but like a brief moment of no longer like just deeply frowning underneath their stubble at that last part before they roll their eyes and push their way in.
All right. 3 of the 4 are where they're supposed to be. That leaves us with one recalcitrant Jax LaFay. It is about 40 minutes before you need to be where you're supposed to be. Where are you now, Mr. LaFay?
Well, as the sort of camera pans in on where I am, it flies through a window and sees some shuffling under some covers. And I think the sound of a door opening in the distance alerts myself and my compatriots as I pull over the sheets and say, "Is your father supposed to be home today?"
Oh,
Margaret?
shit. Oh, shit. Alexander, Jax, out! Scrambling.
Fling the covers off, and at my at my lower half is there a gentleman is there. Oh, okay. So excuse me, Alex. You got to get up, and I'll stand up, and I'll just say, as I stand up, you do see this like I have dark skin, um, this full head of sort of this ombre styled uh, locks that go down about my shoulders. They start black and flow into a nice like shiny purple at the tips. Um, and I do have on my sunglasses always. And on my body, on my upper body, there are an amount of tattoos that kind of go up my arm on both sides and then down my back. And they look rather wing-like. But I'll just say, well, should I see y'all at the Yule, the oath ceremony? And I'm just sort of like putting on my clothes as fast as I can.
Well, if my father doesn't kill both of us, yes. And Margaret is just throwing on clothes. And you hear like tiptoeing footsteps as Lord Colville is coming to wake his daughter up. She's been gone for a couple years serving in the Navy. She's another guardian. And she's just like yanking Alexander's pants up, belting, and then like shoving both of you out the window to the trellis on the other side. Do you both go down the trellis at the same time? Do you go one at a time? How are you doing
I will grab Alexander, and the tattoos on my skin will lift up and form into these scaled purple wings that help us glide down, and we'll just land and be like, as I'm still kind of have my shirt in one hand and him in the other. All right, no, tricky landing. No, I'm fine though. Congratulations on y'all's wedding, by the way.
We're not wed yet. Another week. Oh God, I think you cracked something.
Well, will you invite me to the, consummation of it? You know what? We can talk
Oh.
about that later. Whatever. Start running.
And-
I'll see y'all
and-
later.
You see Margaret blowing both of you a kiss from the window before she slams it shut and the curtain's drawn. And Alexander also smooches you on the cheek, says, "I'll see you tonight, darling," and scampers off down the street to his family abode. He is doing surprisingly well for someone whose father was brutally murdered 6 weeks ago. He's a little chipper.
A night with me will do that to you.
All right. So Jax is several miles away from the barracks. How are you getting there in 40 minutes?
I am going to. I'm gonna take a ride on the back of a. I can't fly for too long is the problem. I still haven't practiced enough. Being out at sea most of my life, it was never really a good opportunity to fly somewhere where I can't immediately land. So I am going to hitch a ride on the back of a carriage. As I'm still I hook my arm through sort of like one of the loops and just still putting on my clothes. Everything's fine. This is going to work out just well.
There's no luck mechanic in this game, really. But I need you to. What is your D8 on it for your
Yes, I
patient,
am.
Greg? I need you to just roll, just a flat roll. I want to see whose carriage you land on. I have some options.
I love this for me. That's a 4 on the die, right in the middle.
Damn, I was hoping you'd roll higher than that. You land on this carriage, you get yourself dressed, and then a little hatch slides open. And you look down as this hatch slides open, and you see the royal coat of arms of the House of Gwynedd, the ruling house, and the cipher of one Prince Robert of Gwynedd, spliced together with his wife, one Lady Margaret Alpin. And a beautiful but very severe looking woman turns her head to look up out of the carriage at you. Going somewhere, Sir Lafay?
Oh, well, you see, I took a wrong turn back there somewhere, and I think, this was just, I had to take a rest from my wings. Where are y'all going, by the way? Y'all look pretty dapper tonight.
It is the
I
morning.
apologize for my accent change. I'm working on it. Keep going.
It is the morning, Sir Lafay. And I am headed to where, coincidentally, you should be. How lucky for the both of us.
Well, if you don't mind, I can just climb in, and we all go together. Hello. You too?
Get off my carriage.
All right. I will climb inside.
Inside, you see 3 people. You see Prince Robert Gwynedd. You see, and just to be clear, so everybody watching is aware, his mistress, Aoife Fitzroy, and his wife, Lady Margaret Alpin. This marriage is one of convenience and political. Aoife predates Margaret as far as relationships go. She was very aware of Aoife and is like, you can have him. Not out of dislike for him. She does like him. They're friends, but Do you sit next to Margaret?
I do not sit next to Margaret, no.
Do you squish between Aoife and the prince?
I squish between whoever's nearest to the door out of the two of them. I will squish there.
You squish between Prince Robert and the door to the carriage, and he is desperately trying not to laugh. He finds this to be hilarious. Aoife is just pinching the bridge of her nose. She's your cousin after all, and is just like, Jax. And Margaret looks ready to draw a weapon to kill you.
Well, look at this. The family's all together again.
That's what breaks Robert, and he's just Margaret, please. No, it's fine. It's fine. We've had such a lot of sadness. Please let me laugh at Jax for just one morning, please.
I'm glad I could amuse you, Robert.
I did miss you while you were at sea, Jax. Oh, I'm so glad you're back.
You know, I've got so many tales to tell you all about. There was this weird
Jax,
creature
please
thing in
stop.
the ocean.
Jax.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll
Aoife's
let it
just
go.
like, Aoife's got her fan out and is just, no. Silence, dear cousin. Please.
Are you all going to Margaret and Alexander's wedding in a week?
No.
Oh.
Alice, I believe, is going, but I am not. Nor I. And Robert is, to be truthful, they're a bit below our station, so it's unseemly, and we don't want to show any favoritism. And with Horatio's recent passing, honestly, it seems a bit gauche to have pushed the wedding up so much. Honestly, he's only been dead 6 weeks.
I'm not sure what things and white sheets have to do with this all, but that's, fair.
What?
Ghost. You said ghost.
Gauche. Improper.
Oh.
That's all right, Jax.
Well, how do I look? Look good? Is it nice?
You look decidedly rumpled.
I may have been coming from a entanglement of sorts.
With Lady Margaret and Sir
And
Alexander.
Alexander, yeah. He's got an amazing.
Margaret just shoots a look at Aoife, who whacks you in the face with her fan before you finish that sentence. Cousin, for the love of everything you may find holy in this world, please shut up.
I'm just saying that man ties
No.
cherries.
No. And she's just like, in the way, like, everybody here has a sibling, I believe. You're just, or like that cousin you treat like a sibling, just whacking you in the face, and Robert is in the middle, just staying out of it, like guffawing is the only word I can use to describe it. And Margaret is just aghast. It's like, why did I marry into this family? Why are you like this?
Well, I'll be quiet then.
Thank everything. All right. We're here. Get out.
Oh. And I will hold the hand out for Aoife.
Robert takes it and is like, Robert's like, oh, I'll take this hand. Like, this is funny as shit.
Yeah. Thanks, cuz.
And he just leans over to you. You really do need to go. I'll handle the ladies. Go. You're late.
Oh, you're right. I'll see y'all later. And I will scamper off.
All right. All of you arrive in the receiving room of the barracks at Buckingham Palace and are brought together by one of the higher ranking officers and shuffled into the Knight Commander Brian McCool's office. Now, Brian is an older gentleman, but you know he does have a bit of Fey ancestry, so he's a little longer lived than humans would normally be. So where he is in his mid 70s, he looks like he's in his early 50s. And you know him to be a very dangerous field commander, one of the best knights to ever grace the king's regiments. And on the whole, pissed that he's being forced to promote each and every one of you. He is redheaded, flushed cheeks, because all of you are late, which in this case means not 30 minutes early. You all arrived roughly on time, so you're late. And he's just standing behind his desk. So this is how we're going to start our first day as knights. Late.
Now, in my defense, I will say I had a prior engagement that ran a little long.
There are
I
no
was doing
prior
some extra
engagements
stuff.
when you are a knight. The only thing you
yeah.
serve is the king and the crown. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
I don't hear the rest of you chiming in.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, sir.
Vicori, Caparis, my least favorite of the four of you. I don't hear a yes, sir.
That is a lovely jacket you have on there,
The
Chin.
two of you need to roll vigor for me at disadvantage. You're still drunk, Carlisle, and Avery, I'm carrying over for Justin's roll.
I also can't succeed this roll ever.
You cannot ever succeed this roll unless you hit a 1, which activates your honor. So,
I rolled a 1 and a 2. Does
the honor kicks in. So this doesn't
on a
hurt.
disadvantage? I'm very interested in this.
You make a valid point. This is not a combat situation. Let me reread my fancy little rule book here.
Listen, as far as I'm reading this above table, this is a game of chicken for Carlisle and Avery.
Disadvantage means you have to succeed on both dice to succeed. So you do fail. Hey, Kian, what'd you roll, buddy?
I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Okay, so the both of you feel hands pressing down on your shoulders. And it is not a pressure of pain. It is not a pressure of forcing you into submission. It is a pressure of, I will drag your asses out to the training field and beat you black and blue, even though you may want me to do that. Promise you won't when I'm done with you. Say, and just from across the room, both of you will be answering to me directly after today.
What happened to only answering to the king?
Consider me the king's mouthpiece.
Enough pieces, right? Yes, sir.
Thank you. Caparis?
Crystal clear. Sir.
He taps an ornate mirror that is fastened to the wall next to his desk. It is ugly and warped and has those age spots that old silver mirrors get when the silver corrodes a little bit behind the frame. But once he taps it, it ripples and becomes crystal clear. He gestures for the four of you to step through it to what you see to be a forested glen with a stone table in the center and people waiting. Who goes first?
I think Chin would fight to be first.
I don't think Chin has to fight in this instance.
He's just trying to make a good impression. He's hoping to gain the favor, so that he might be able to rise in rank even faster.
Okay. Who's after Chin?
I'll give a look to the other two and just give a nod and just say, "A team we shall be," huh? And then walk through.
Carlisle or Avery?
I think Avery looks to Carlisle, nods once, very quietly says, "I'm almost surprised you made it," and then we'll walk through.
No eye contact from Carlisle, but they do sort of acknowledge that Avery nodded at them before they say nothing and follow through.
McCool follows both of you through. And the four of you step into the forest of Arden in central England, in the kingdom of Mercia, one of the vassal kingdoms to the high throne of Britain. And arrayed around a stone table are a series of people, some of them more human than others. But there are far fewer mortals there than have been there in times past. Because when the Fretheth, the oath of peace, was first sworn, there were 18 mortal kings and 18 fae, swearing to uphold peace between their kind. Now, there is High King Alfred Gwyneth, and all four of you have heard of the temerity of his lucidity, I guess, is the fancy way to say he is ill. He is not coherent many days, but today he sits in a chair, flanked on either side by his wife, the queen, and their eldest child, the Princess Royal, recently the Princess Regent, Lisbeth, and her spouse, the former Knight Commander, Angarad ap Llewellyn. The High King of Ireland stands on Lisbeth's and Angarad's right, and they are the only mortals other than Brian McCool and the four of you there. Representatives of the Fae are on the other side of the table. You have Prince Nuada of the Tuatha De Danann. You have Kate Shee from Tir na Nog. You have both Queen Titania and King Oberon and Oberon's son Robin Goodfellow from Avalon. You have the Scathach herself come down from Dunskaith in Scotland. And the Lady of the Lake helps her hobbling Uncle Merlin up to the table. Queen Nimue sets him down at a seat across from the king. And all of them look to you. What do you four do? This is your big moment.
I can't help but sneak a few glances at Titania to see how much I resemble her.
Ooh. There is
I
a
will take
resemblance.
off my glasses, and underneath my eyes are the sclera is black, and the eyes are slitted like a lizard, and the iris is a deep but kind of bright purple.
She grins at the display, recognizing it for what it is. And though she appears to be a beautiful woman, red-headed, her eyes, she blinks, and her eyes are green and slitted. And she huffs out a snort from her nose, and smoke billows. And you all swear for just a moment you see, instead of a woman in a crown standing there, a great red dragon. And then it's gone from your vision. But otherwise, she does not acknowledge you.
I don't see anything else either. That's all I needed. And I'll hold my head up high and wait for the ceremony to continue.
Anybody else?
Chin would, perhaps seeing an opportunity to try to make a good impression, will approach each person seated and give a little bow, extending hands open, and acknowledging each person, though of course maybe a little bit more of a flush in his cheeks when he reaches the Earl Robin Goodfellow.
Uh-huh. Do you save Goodfellow for last?
If I can.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Yeah, like I imagine that maybe like he thinks, do I go clockwise, counterclockwise? No, I'm gonna jump back and forth so it's not
Yes.
obvious that I'm saving them for last.
Goodfellow is stood behind his father's chair. And as you save him for last and like begrudgingly probably drop that bow, it's like the least bow you can give without being disrespectful.
Yes.
You hear a cackle from the forest behind you, and an old hag steps forward. Oh dear. He's got your number. Go sit down, boy. And the Cailleach, the one of the patron goddesses, witch, hag of Scotland, steps forward from the trees. Apologies for being late. I got held up with some selkie bullshit. Who have we got this year? Don't all pipe up.
Chin Huang, at your service.
Okay. Quiet bunch.
Avery Caparis. But I go ahead.
No. What were you going to say?
I answered the question, but I elbowed the shit out of Brian as I walk by. I plow into him. And I am making eye contact. I want to stare down whoever is being the like most arrogant with how much space they're taking up of this group.
That's so easy. That's Oberon.
Wonderful. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't 100% certain. Then I'm answering the question, but I'm making eye contact and I'm staring at Oberon while I'm saying it.
Oberon is a special case when it comes to the Fae. He looks like whatever you find most attractive. What does Avery find most attractive?
Right now, Avery is seeing a very average looking person. I think Avery is probably picturing the like one of those like first loves that they ever had growing up. One of those like, this is who I'm always going to come back to. This is the first person that had my heart kind of thing. Very average, plain looking, just Filipino guy. Looks very square jaw, shorter side. But I think there's a little bit of a mix of like, it will occasionally flash to a couple of different people around the circle because, like, let's be honest, we're surrounded by a lot of hot people now. There's a lot of hot people in this space right now. So occasionally the imagery shifts a little bit, but I think it kind of comes back to like this like first crush that Avery had.
The one thing that stays the same in all of Oberon's forms is his piercing blue eyes. And he stares you down and there's just this acknowledgement and then a little head tilt of appreciation. And as you are doing this, the Kalik, as speedier than an old woman should be able to do, no matter how much magic she is made of, she is up in your face, sniffing you. Oh, dearie. How did you survive that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
One. That's okay. It can be our secret. You're a strong one. I'm going to have to keep an eye on you. What about you two? Who are you?
Jax LaFay.
One of Titania's little whelps. Titania, like this one. He's handsome.
A bit down the line, but yes, indeed.
There's not many coming out of Avalon that are a bit down the line from one of those two or both. And she just gestures rudely at Oberon and Titania. And then what about you, Carlisle? What do you say to the Kalik?
I think Carlisle nods in acknowledgement, just says, Vicori.
Oh, a sad one you are. No fixing that anytime soon. Oh, I know where I recognize you from. You're in the boy's dreams. He misses you and hates you and loves you. It's all wrapped up in that curse. We'll have to get you all trained up so you can keep him safe, eh? All right. Take your seats. Merlin, wake up. And walks over. And this is the wizard Merlin. As far as the four of you are aware, the wizard Merlin, who 1,000, almost is 1,800 years, well, no, I can do about 1,400 years ago now, with King Arthur and Queen Guinevere, crafted the Frethith. He's supposed to be just mortal. But here's this decrepit old man sitting there. And the Kalik walks behind him, and you see her straight up zap him with a little magic. And it's like youth flows back into him for a moment. And he has not shown up to an investiture in over 200 years. And he stands up with the help of his niece, the Queen Nimue, the Lady of the Lake. That's exactly what she does, chat. Just with magic. Just whoop. He stands up, this little zap of youth given to him by the Caliph. We come here on the precipice of danger to the Frethith, to our oaths of peace and prosperity for our realms. Four of you are going to be knights unlike any others. And he glances at Lisbeth, who nods and stands with her hand on her shoulder, on her father's shoulder, as he is aware but still listless. Yes, my daughter is dead. There is no legitimate heir to the high throne. My siblings are still young enough yet to have children of their own. There are challengers. And she glances at Goodfellow and just shoots him a snarl, like active hatred. But greater than that, there is a threat to all of us. And the four of you are tasked with finding it. So before you take your oath, I need you to mean it a little more. My daughter was murdered by the Shadow King, a challenger to the throne, a monster who slaughtered an innocent girl and cursed an innocent young man. Before there can be any talk of an heir, there needs to be retribution. Because I believe, and those sitting here with me now have come to agree with me, that my father's illness is not natural. The Shadow King has poisoned my father. And while he remains ill, the Frethith, his oath that he took upon ascension to the throne, grows weak. Peace will fray the bonds against those who would cause strife between us all. Weaken. I am elevating you on the advice of my spouse. And she tips her head at the former knight commander, a legend. Angarad only gave up her position because she married the heir to the throne. She is just like, imagine Rhea Ripley, but blonde. Just everybody imagine that for a moment. And she is in full regalia, always armored up, always armed. And she tips her head back at her wife. Angarad believes the four of you have particular skills required to find the Shadow King and remove them. buy us some time. And that's where we're going to take our break. So, we're going to have a tight 10 here, guys. Back in 10 minutes. Everybody take care of your liquids, ingest them, any medicines, any food, take them. Go have fun. I'm going to go let my dog out because she's licking my foot begging. So we will see you in 10 minutes. I'm so excited to see you all having so much fun in chat. Bye.
Bye.
I believe that means we're live. I'm gonna give it a second, just because Twitch lags and I need to look at my screen. We are live. I know. It's a joke, Lion. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to Nights of Magic and Mystery. We ended off with Princess Royal, now the Princess Regent, Lisbeth, essentially asking the four of you if you wanted to seek a little retribution on her behalf, to hunt down this Shadow King who has been poisoning her father, poisoning the Oath of Peace to its very core, and also if anyone would like a little revenge for Princess Charlotte's brutal murder. So, dropping right back in, the Caliph listens to Lisbeth, as all of you have done, and pops up, "Oh, Lisbeth, sit down. Yes, we agree. We all agree. Shadow King must be dealt with. But the oath does not promise retribution." And then Titania pipes up. "No. No, the oath does not require retribution. But a great pain has been dealt to the mortals. And I would support," and she glances at you, Jax, "any efforts made to make them whole."
Just nod.
Fundamentally, the oath is an oath to your king. But beyond that, it is an oath to the land and to any king that may sit in that throne.
When she says that, Chin is just picturing Alice sitting in that throne.
She tilts her head at you, and you see smoke come out of her nostrils again, and her eyes flicker to that green slit. Any king who meets the qualifications of the monarch's oath. Otherwise, our fragile peace breaks. I have faith that Angarad has chosen wisely. All of you have your own motivations to find this Shadow King, stamp them out, or elevate them to the throne. And at that, Lisbeth just is like, "Pardon?" "Well, the oath is an oath of conquest, is it not?" "I was there when we defeated Vortigern, when Merlin crafted these words to bind us all to peace." "Your family are not the first to sit in that throne, nor will they be the last. So if these knights find this Shadow King worthy, who says they are not to elevate them? They are knights. They answer to their oath and their hearts." Brian McCool steps to the table. "Thank you, Queen Titania, for your words. They are appreciated. 'Tis true. All of you, when you are made guardians, are told that the oath is to your king. But it is first an oath to these lands, this realm, the realm of the mortal kings, to its people. Today, you take this oath in service to Alfred. Tomorrow, that oath may be to Lisbeth or another. It is our duty as knights to uphold the oath. And the oath names no single king. So, when I said earlier, consider me the king's mouthpiece, I meant it. I speak for every king. Past, present, and future. So, will the four of you stand before the representatives of the mortal realms and the Fae and swear to the Firthith, to the oath of peace? Or are you cowards?
Never been a coward. Never will be.
I'm ready
I
to
step
swear,
forward.
sir.
That's two of you. And that's the two I expected to hear first. What about you two?
That's why we're here. Let's get started.
Don't be too attached.
Who do you say that to?
Just to the audience. To the room.
Ooh.
Mostly to Brian.
Yeah.
But to the room.
But to the room. All right. Stand before me. And he pulls a gauntlet from thin air. It is golden. And as he clenches his fist, he is bathed in armor to match that gauntlet. What all objects do you four pull, and what does your armor look like as you summon it? Who wants to go first? Wow, nobody wants to go first. I will pick.
I'll do it.
Yeah, all right.
So, on Jax's hand lies a ring. That is this iridescent color that sort of shifts depending on the light, and he shifts it to just the perfect angle that makes it purple. And his armor is it's less there's less clothes this time as it sort of appears on his body. It's a sort of, what's the right word? It kind of covers half of his chest. He's got one out. You know what I mean? he's got one out, and it, there is this sort of like sash that wraps around his waist, in these really sort of like baggy pants that don't look practical at all, but they do allow for a lot of leg room for him to move around in. And there's this less of a helmet and more of a mask that covers just the top half of his face. And it is in the shape of a dragon.
Very nice. Who wants to go next?
Carlisle can, because Carlisle came in their armor. They just haven't taken it off. It's not a lot of armor. It is a cyan pauldron, metallic and almost flowing like water on their shoulder, with a black leather strap wrapping around various amalgamations of cloth and metal of the same color. It doesn't look well put together anymore. Uh, you would note that their eye patch, which is where they generate their armor from, has a single metallic gear on it, and it, if you listen closely, is ticking like a clock.
Who's next?
Avery can go next. Um, Avery taps a very simple bracelet, an agamant that they have on their wrist. It's got one pendant hanging from it that is a bat, and they kind of tap that to activate their armor. And it's got the shoulders kind of square out in what they're wearing. The helmet has two very large pointed ears that kind of stick straight up from the top of the head, and it almost looks like a overcoat, but the edges of it are almost dipped in metal to be sharp at the edges of it all. It's a very pale purple, a wisteria color, but the edges of it, on the furthest most points, you can see that it looks like it used to be a very rich royal purple, a very deep purple color, and it has the colors kind of bled away from it now, and it's a lot paler. And the sheath of their barong blade kind of takes on this almost oil slick kind of reflective element to it on the sheath. And it's a very, there's not a lot of like, anybody who has seen Avery in their armor before, this is very not showy of them. It's very quiet, it's very muted. It used to be very flashy, it used to be very bright, and now everything is a lot more subdued and a lot more mellow for them.
To be clear, all four of you have trained with Avery before, and no one has seen Avery transform since the assassination. So you guys know what Avery's armor is supposed to look like. Matt, that leaves you.
All right. Chin gets a little self-conscious for a moment, because I imagine that amidst all of his transformations, he can never quite get the colors right. He takes out his key. He's got just one key. It's like this bronzish key that he keeps trying to coat in gold, and yet it always flakes off. It never stays. But he'll raise this up and he'll turn it, and as he does, you would see starting to extend from his hand just these metal plates that go across his body, similar to like a plate mail, in a pattern of brown that extends out towards near gold. But you would note that from his arms, there would be slightly longer segments that, once they fully form, they look to be like feathers. And you would note that this armor extends out around his torso, but leaving the bottom half of his body still in like leather pants, so that he still has that movement, that kind of light weight. But over his head, you would see the helmet extends up and out into a long beak.
McCool surveys all of you and glances past you to the assembled monarchs and representatives, nods at them, and then looks each of you in the eyes. Repeat after me. I swear to the land, the air, and the water.
I
swear
swear
to
to
the
the
land,
land,
the air,
the
and
air,
and the water.
I swear to my king and the kings of my fellows.
I
swear to
swear
the
to my
king
king
and the
and my
kings of my
fellows.
fellows.
I swear to the beasts of my realm.
I
swear
swear
to
to
the
the beasts of my
my
realm.
realm.
I swear to my king and their kin.
I
I
swear
swear
to
to
my
my king and their kin.
I swear to the people I protect.
I
I
swear
to
to the
people
people I
protect.
protect.
I swear to the magic I wield.
I
Swear
swear to
to
the
the
magic
magic I wield.
You can see Brian getting a little more irritated the more discordant you all are. But he keeps his shit together. I swear to uphold the peace of my liege lords.
I
swear
swear
to uphold
peace
the
of my
peace of my liege
liege
lords.
lords.
I swear to uphold peace in battle and diplomacy.
I
swear
swear
to
to
uphold
peace in
peace
battle
in
and
battle and
diplomacy.
diplomacy.
I swear to the end of my life that this peace should never falter.
I
I
swear
swear to the end of my life
peace
that
should
this
never
peace should
falter.
never falter.
Should the king's oaths be broken or taken by those whose hearts are not true, may they fall to the mercy of my blade so I may lift another in their place.
Should the
king's
king's
oaths
oaths
be
broken
broken
or taken by
those
those
whose
whose
hearts
hearts
are
are
not true,
may they fall to
may
the
they
mercy
fall
of
to
my
my
blade,
blade,
so
and
I may
lift
lift another in their place.
in their place.
Neither mortal nor magical may hold dominion between the realms, or peace shall fail.
Neither
Neither
mortal
mortal
nor
nor
magical
magical
hold
may
dominion
hold
between
dominion
realms, or
Between
peace
realms
shall
or peace
fail.
shall fail.
Together we swear to hold our king's domains in fellowship, never to falter, never to fail, until the end of our time.
Together
Together we
Together
swear
we
to
swear to
hold
hold our
king's
king's
domains
domain
in
and fellowship,
never to
never to
falter,
falter, never
never
to
to
fail,
fail,
until the end of our time.
All of you roll vigor for me, please.
Lovely.
I can't succeed this.
No, you cannot.
I
Come on
believe you.
now.
I believe you.
That's a one.
That's it. That's fine. That's a queen.
Nice.
That's the honor. The dice tell a goddamn story. What everybody else roll?
I rolled
You
a
have to
3.
hit. Oh, buddy.
A 6.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
I should be good at this.
Avery is the only one who does not have doubts in their hearts going into taking this oath. Avery. Need to make that clear. We remember how Avery started the day. JT, I'm going to save you for last. Matt, you rolled a 4 and X, you rolled a 3. Matt, what is the brief doubt in Chin's heart before he doubles down and means those words?
Simply that this oath, this system, is what's keeping Alice from taking the throne, and so why should I uphold this?
What makes you believe in it in that final moment?
The fact that if it seems some people are even willing to allow the Shadow King to take over, then there may be hope yet.
Okay. X. Same question. What doubts are in Jax LaFay's heart?
The thought comes to mind where I first came here. Not really knowing what I was getting myself into. But for family, I agreed. And for family, I have stayed, but for no more and no less. And I have doubts in my mind about whether that family truly cares about me anyway.
What do you see in Titania's face that changes your mind?
Pride.
What pride do you see? Whether it is of you, her manipulations, all of the above, you aren't sure. But she is proud. Is that enough?
Yes.
And enough it is. And that brings us to Carlisle Vicori, who rolled a 1. Now, in many other dice systems, a 1 is the worst fucking thing you can roll. But in this, when you roll a 1 on your station dice, it activates what is called honor, which means that beyond all hope of success, your heart is strong enough, your will strong enough to succeed. I think everyone here knows what doubts are in Carlisle's heart. But what makes him believe in this oath before it strangles the life out of him?
The line about their life being the one that protects the kings, or to the end of their life, they will protect the king. Their life ended that night. They are, as far as they're concerned, already a dead man.
Okay.
But if they could take the Shadow King with them, if they could correct the one thing they were supposed to do and help Leo, and to a lesser extent of guilt, help Avery, then as long as they keep the doubt at bay until they face him, they have a chance at a half measure of correcting what went wrong.
Okay. Avery. Why do you not have doubts in this moment?
Avery became a guardian almost as a means to an end of, I can't get back at the people who have wronged me, but maybe infiltrating this royal family will suffice. And then actually got to meet Charlotte and had a change of heart. And I think that despite how distant Avery feels from this monarchy, from this ruling class, I think that this feels as true of the truest way to pay respects to Charlotte as is possible right now, is what Avery is doing with going through with this oath. And so the intent is there because it's the intent that Charlotte would have wanted, and that makes it easy.
And so the oath takes hold. Some of you choke on that last word of time, but you get it out. You feel magic like you have never felt before settle into your bones, like weights around your ankles and your wrists. But they are not shackles, they are strength. That weight is not a weight of pain, it is a weight of potential. You all now carry with you the potential to decimate your enemies. So long as you hold true to your oath. Before I think any of you can even process that feeling, you blink, and all of the Fae around the table are gone. Lisbeth is the only mortal other than Brian McCool still there. Angarad and the king and the other vassal monarchs to the high throne of Britain are also gone. Lisbeth and Brian are the only ones there. And Lisbeth steps forward. And all of you have, in passing, met the Princess Regent before. You know her to be, by reputation, flighty and cruel and more focused on parties and drink than on the responsibility of a kingdom. But you also know that since they have been made regent, she has gained a different reputation. She is a little more ruthless these last few years, a little more motivated to keep her family and the country safe. She and the generals are the ones who organized the final campaign against Napoleon that removed him on the fields of Belgium. Some of you may have even fought there. This is still a socialite princess. Even before the murder of her daughter, there was an edge to her that wasn't there before. And she stands before the four of you and looks each of you in the eye, starting with Chin. Ambition. Revenge. Looking at Carlisle. Pride. And honor. You four will do. You four will do nicely. Do you have any questions about your mission? Because it begins tonight. Agents of the Shadow King will be at the Yule Ball being held in essentially your honor as newly risen nobility. Congratulations. What do you need to know?
Well, what sort of regiment are we looking at? Are they rather formidable, or is it like, a whole thing?
The Shadow King does not operate in regiments, and they are not Napoleon. We will not see them coming. If I could see them coming, my daughter would be alive.
I mean, no offense.
None taken. The Shadow King literally operates in the shadows. It's how they got the bloody name. We know associations amongst the nobility, amongst the commoners. We do not know who. Charlotte and Leopold were not supposed to be in residence at Claremont that night. They went home early, which means someone close to them let slip that they were going home. Which means someone close to me and my family has been poisoning my father and killed my daughter. And if I had the strength of arms that you all do, they'd be dead. I'm not asking you to elevate me to the throne. Not even asking you to necessarily kill the Shadow King. I just want to find them. Because this family is built on blood and oath. We were given the throne, and we have held on to it as best we can. And I will not lose it to a monster in the shadows.
Respectfully, Your Highness, are you ready to be betrayed? To know who it is who's doing this?
They killed my child, Knight Caparis. I have already been betrayed.
Well, then, that sounds like we got us a good old case of, well, we don't know nothing and we just got to figure it out. Sounds like a good plan to me. Again, no offense, that's just what it is. But we will indeed do our best to bring justice where it is deserved.
Yes, we will.
Good. And just to be clear, there are others in my family who can take the throne besides myself. Others who would not normally qualify, and she looks very pointedly at Shin.
Shin just has like a little bit of a smile because I imagine that he kind of gets lost a bit in a daydream when she says that before he snaps back out of it, recognizing that she's looking at him.
I am not sure if whoever killed Charlotte will try and kill Alice. I love my niece. She is dear to me. She and Charlotte were practically raised as sisters more than cousins. As it stands, she would lose far more than she would gain by taking the throne. She would have to relinquish an entire half of herself. And I would not do that to her, as my father would not do that to her grandmother. Protect her, if you care, not for myself and my siblings or my father. At least protect Alice.
I promise you.
You see, like, her start to ask a question, decide, I don't want to know.
How do you know?
Know what?
How do you know they'll be there?
She looks to Brian, who has been, like, standing at attention at her right side where Angarad was standing earlier. We know because we have tracked magic left behind at Claremont House. We hadn't seen the Shadow King up close. No one had and lived. Looked at Avery. They left a bit of themselves behind. Don't think they meant to, but also possibly could have been they're getting a little bolder. The Yule Ball is the first event of the new social calendar, as it were, and it is the best place to network because everyone who is anyone will be there. The Calloways have invited most of the noble houses of London, and the rest will sneak in. Someone will be carrying a trace of that magic. And some of you have come quite close to it, and I hope you can identify it. Hunt them down.
How do you know that anyone here today wasn't already leaking that sort of information? And furthermore, how do you know they haven't leaked this particular job to whomsoever attends the Yule Ball?
I don't. Like I said, no one's really gotten close and survived.
It's getting interesting, ain't it? Not knowing the person next to you might be plotting to kill you. Don't know if the person in front of you might be plotting to kill you otherwise. Well, let's get started, eh?
Yes. You have 4 hours to the ball. And he turns, and the mirror reappears.
I'll take first go at it this time, Shania. And I'll walk through. And as I do, I'll just say to everybody, we should take time to get to know each other, make sure we work well as a team, yeah?
Sounds good to me.
What about the two of you? Are stragglers yet again?
I think Avery turns to the other three, Lisbeth and Brian, and how do you say? Is it Angrad?
Angarad is not there. Angarad is gone.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Then to Lisbeth and Brian. I know the fact that I got close makes me suspicious. Got close and didn't die, I should say. I promise my intentions are pure here.
I know, dear. I just want to know why you and Leopold survived.
I ask myself that every day. And I'll walk through.
Carlisle files behind.
Does anybody glance back through the mirror?
I definitely do, because I'm just standing there on the other side for myself for a second, watching, waiting for everybody else to come through.
Brian and Lisbeth do not follow you through the mirror. and the mirror does not deposit you in Brian McCool's office. You are deposited in your new quarters in the barracks, a suite of rooms reserved for a new night team. And by that, I mean it's the cleared out rooms of the dead night team from Claremont House. You're not required to use these rooms, but they are yours. And they are magicked up to high hell. Not much gets through the protections on these rooms.
Well, some fancy
You
days.
have 4 hours to the ball. What are you guys doing?
As Jen walks through, I will be like, I wasn't kidding earlier. That is a really nice jacket. Well, it's not now. I guess he got on the other stuff, but that was a real nice jacket you had on.
Thank you. And you'd see that Chin has like a look of gratitude because this is something that he's looking for. As far as like his clothes go, he's definitely in the camp of trying to fake it before he makes it. And so the fact that you had noticed, he's grateful. He says, I appreciate it. You're not looking so bad yourself.
Oh, thank you. I like to have one out, feel a breeze, Oh, did you mean my other clothes?
Hey, you rock both.
I think I've been hitting the gym lately, just a little bit more. And it is working out. Get it?
Yeah, yeah.
How you two doing? Y'all seem all somber and, well, depressing.
Well, it's not exactly the best day of my life, but I can do my best to be a little less on the low end, if that's what you're asking.
All right, do not change your ways just for me. I'm just pointing out, the obvious.
Well, we can't all be quite so festive and flamboyant in the day to day.
Well, what about night to night?
That remains to be seen.
Good to know.
Carlisle, anything to add to the conversation? You're awfully quiet these days.
Nope.
Right. Well, we should talk about a plan that we should have tonight if we're going to be attacked and all that. What are y'all? I mean, I've heard about y'all on the field and whatnot. I was mostly y'all on the ships and whatnot, but y'all do have some prestige to y'all's reputation.
I'm a lot less flashy than I used to be. I prefer to see the pieces moving on the board before I make a move these days.
That's good to know because I'm just a jump in there and start swinging type. So,
So I've heard.
Someone's got to be level headed. Yeah. Glad to hear that you've heard.
I think if they think that Alice is in danger, I've gotten pretty close with her, and so close friends, and I think that if I were to stay close, then at the very least we can be assured of protection in case there's some sort of silent assailant.
Will she be there tonight?
And Chin, like, you see just like a flash of doubt in his face for a moment, maybe just a little bit of worry. A worry that hadn't really come up before until you asked that question. as he thinks back to extending the invitation, and it's like, what if she isn't there? And then it's like you see him freeze for a moment, and then he says, "Oh, but yeah, I think she'll be there. She should be there, right? Yeah, she'll be there."
The way you were talking about her, I assumed you had invited her.
He did.
I did.
Well,
I just don't know. You never know. For sure.
Did she accept your invitation?
I kind of had her grandma do it.
that's, old fashioned, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I figured, I'm below her station. I should probably do things the old-fashioned way.
Listen, the fact is, station does not matter if you got the juice.
Yeah. And like for a moment, Chin is just like thinking about his past and thinking about how long he's fought to get the juice.
Thanks for coming, everybody. That's the episode. That's where we end tonight. I think we broke
choking on my
Cass.
plantain chips. I'm choking on my chips, man. Fucking juice. There's your hydrate check, everyone. Thank you.
Ooh. But yeah, Alice is a honest one, as much as I understand. I haven't spent much time with her myself, but just be yourself. Yeah.
Is anyone going into this with any suspicions about anybody? Anyone that's caught your eye as being questionable in their loyalties?
Not so far.
Not
I mean,
not to step on our good friend's toes here, but doesn't old Goodfellow have pertinent reason to put Alice on the throne?
Yes, the Earl is very suspicious.
that's a big it's a big accusation. Someone very powerful. We can go down that road, but
we're going to have to throw powerful accusations around.
First one, though, damn. You like to hit the ball rolling, don't you? I like that. We can look into them.
At least somebody to keep an eye on for the evening.
We leave that to Juan, right?
Say again?
We leave that to Juan, right? It seems like you were already working that angle before we even got inaugurated.
Not the Earl. I've left a bad impression on him.
Today?
Many days.
Yeah, sounds about right. I can talk to him. He is family after all. A cousin? It's hard to get. It's hard to wrap my head around all of it. It's the whole thing. Most everybody's a cousin, I think. Yeah. Well, I can talk to him. Try to get around. See if he'll spill the beans and all that. They do love their beans here.
So,
Anything else? Oh,
yeah. Do y'all spend your time figuring out who's going to stalk Earl Goodfellow around the party?
I think so.
Is Earl
I am very
Yeah.
down to take
Yeah.
point on it.
Okay, so genuine question. Jax is going to corner Goodfellow.
Corner's a strong
Well-
word.
Chin is going to be on Alice protection duty.
Yes.
What was that Disney Channel original movie, The Princess Protection Squad?
Yeah, Princess Protection Agency. Yeah.
That was like 10 years too young for me, but I vaguely remember it. I'm a Xenon kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's programmed. There we go.
Thank you to the Juice comment. We now have an option in chat where you can spend your channel bits to give somebody advantage. For mechanical purposes, we're going to call this actually, I'm going to call this a Queen's favor being granted to JT. Thank you, Kay.
I got the first one.
You got the first one. See, we're
now.
leaving good things for the next table. The repercussions are sending juice. So such benign repercussions. And look, X, you got one too. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kate.
Always gonna be a bunch.
Everybody's getting one. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, chat. Anyway, because we are running short on our time, Avery, are you just gonna be looking for suspicious people at the party?
Honest to God, Avery is like, should I be bringing a date? Avery is like half thinking of going back and asking Maximov to come with. Didn't ever occur that would be a thing until Chin was like, yeah, I asked Alice. Now Avery is like, fuck, was I supposed to find a date for this?
Hey, Kian.
What's up?
You want to go ask Maximov on a date?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's what you're gonna go do. Carlisle, what are you gonna do at the party?
I guess Carlisle's working. No, yeah, Carlisle will be on. I think probably cross-referencing the night of the event that they left early with the attendees tonight.
Good plan. I like this plan. All right. So we have a plan. You guys feeling all united and team-like?
No.
Not
Good.
at all, but it'll work out.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, so last things before you head off for the ball and we head off for the evening, I think. Just clear some things up. The stone table in the Forest of Arden is a sacred space. And you two did not see Brian and Princess Elizabeth leave that space. You didn't see anyone leave that space. You blinked and they were gone. You were gone. Everything was gone. And as our camera pans to follow Avery as they leave the barracks to go speak to Maximov, as everybody else goes to prepare for the ball. Shadowy figure steps from the trees in the circle you left behind. Lays a hand on the table. Just as soon, behind a mask, the word soon. So, you guys don't know this. Avery, though, you feel a tingle, a chill up the back of your spine. I think you whip around, looking for what it might be. It's a familiar chill. Felt it 6 weeks ago. Carlisle, you also feel a chill. And a thought enters your mind. Charlotte told just 3 people that she and Leopold wanted to leave early because she wasn't feeling well. Her cousin Alice, the head of her guard, Horatio Beecham, who is dead, and Leopold. Rather shortens the list of people who might have known you were leaving, doesn't it?
Carlisle was going to go home to have a drink because Estelle told him that they are not allowed to drink at the party because they'll be working. Instead, is going to take a little detour.
Where are you going?
To call on the very good friend of my new teammate.
The Lady Alice Fitzroy.
The very same.
Before we do that, Avery, you find Maximov exactly where you left him, except this time he's in his lab. It's more advanced than any lab you've seen anywhere else in the kingdom. He's got flasks. He is working on something. And you know he is working with another doctor to manage the king's care. But you've never been asked to assist him in these things. It is kept very hush hush. You aren't even really supposed to know that he is managing the king's care. And he appears hard at work. But he turns when you enter. Oh, well, look at you. Don't you look just empowered?
It's one way to put it. I need you to put on something nicer.
Why?
I need you to come with me to the ball tonight.
Where? I hate these things. Why?
Because I think I'm supposed to have a date.
We are dating?
No. Not unless.
I didn't think that was the nature of...
No.
Avery?
We're not dating. We're not dating.
No. Avery? Don't lie to an old man.
Don't call
That
yourself
sounded
old
strange.
when I'm... Thank
That,
you.
Yep, no. That felt bad coming out of my mouth.
We're not dating. But I need you to be my date tonight to the ball.
Why was there an unless?
Don't worry about it.
Avery,
We can
I
talk
brought
about
you
it.
back. I brought you
we
back
can
from the
talk,
brink of death
and
through magic
every
alone.
day I am so grateful, so very honored,
Mm-hmm.
so very appreciative of how amazing you are.
Mm-hmm.
Will you come with me or not?
Oh, I'm coming, but I had to make you work for it. Go, you look like shit. Go get dressed. You have leaves in your hair. And he plucks out a dark, oily leaf that was definitely not in your hair when you left the barracks.
Wait, don't give me that.
It's a leaf. It's an ugly leaf, but it is a leaf.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this. You change. I'll change. I promise. I will look better than having ugly leaves in my hair.
I mean, you always look fabulous, but...
Thank you.
All right, then go. I have to make myself pretty.
Not hard work
Oh,
for you.
get out of my lab. Carlisle, you arrive at Alice's home. A servant opens the door. But instead of Alice Fitzroy, you are greeted by her mother, Aoife. Well,
Mrs. Fitzroy, I'm afraid,
Mrs. you forget my station.
lady.
Thank you.
Apologies. It's been a long day. I must speak with Alice with some urgency.
Why? You will see her at the ball this evening.
It must be a private discussion. I am not sure information like this would be willfully divulged in public, and I'm not sure that it should if it is of great stress to her. This is about Charlotte. I would not call on her this way otherwise.
She requires a chaperone. And a chaperone she will have. I will stay quiet, but you will remain with me here. And she rings a servant. Sorry, Kian, don't do that.
Too late. Damage done.
No, no. We're not rolling that for that this early in the game. She has a servant summon Alice. Alice comes down, and Alice is dressed as you have seen her before for a ball. In the middle of obviously getting her hair pinned up, but for the dance by a servant, she is wearing a long overdress that mimics the armor she is able to summon in her own henshin form. And then it opens at the waist to reveal leather trousers and some kick-ass boots. Like, it's like this beautiful Regency gown and then leather. And she looks every inch a princess. A princess ready to walk onto a battlefield, but a princess. Oh, hello. Pardon, Knight the Corey, correct?
Carlisle's
Sorry.
fine.
No, it isn't. Etiquette, Knight the Corey.
Etiquette in public, don't much care for it.
We are in public.
I need to ask you about the night Charlotte died.
You don't need to finish that sentence. She looks at her mother, who nods at her. What question?
That night, and this is, I'd like to preface this is about your safety as much as it is about...
Spit it out.
Who did you tell?
Tell what?
that we left early, that she left early.
No one.
She only told 3 people. You, Leo, and Beecham.
Beecham's dead and Leo has gone mad.
Correct. There's...
Oh. I see. You think I would do that to
I'd like to be clear. I don't think that. That's why I'm here now. I need to know
tell
if
anyone.
you...
I didn't tell anyone.
I need to know if you
Knight
remember...
Corey. She didn't tell anyone because I also knew Charlotte was leaving. Beecham alerted my guards.
All of them?
Well, the head of my guard, I was there with the prince. The knights coordinate our security. That is what you are supposed to do. Just...
I
understand.
I'm not familiar with security protocol.
I understand.
I need to speak with the head of your knight.
He's with the prince. It's going to be faster to see him tonight at the ball.
I understand. I just didn't want to press Alice about this before the ball for this exact reason. Not because I think that she did it, but because if the leak happened through some means that she could not have initially discerned without really thinking about it, it would have been really distressing to have to remember during the ball.
Knight Vakori, I understand your particular grief in this situation. We are family. We would not have done that to them.
I'm not accusing anyone of anything.
Leave my home now. Leave.
As you wish.
You see Alice has gone like kind of frozen, and I think it kind of hits you in the moment as you step around her. But her gown is really beautiful. It's a soft golden color woven with shine of silver and gold thread. Almost like fool's gold.
I'm so on the verge of making so many stupid choices. I'm so on the verge.
I support this, but that is the image we are going to end on. A sad girl in a beautiful dress watching an even sadder man leave her home. Happy times! All right, guys, that is it for this evening. Thank you so much for coming out to watch. So we're going to do outros so everybody can tell you where you can find them on the socials and other games. And who went last on popcorn? I forgot.
JT.
JT goes first then.
Why do I have to go first?
Because I said so. Do it.
I'm JT. You can find me here every other Tuesday for the foreseeable future, I think. Playing the saddest, most tragic, most pathetic little guy you've ever met. I will continue to make bad choices like that, probably. But if you want to find me elsewhere, you can find me all over the internet at WeebJeet and at Entropy Emporium, because I also have a channel that does stuff like this. And this weekend, August 2nd, we have a premiere coming called Star Shard, which is a shonen-themed actual play. We have done a lot of prep for this, including our tech producer and player for that game, Harper, has designed an entire functional animated overlay for this show. You can watch the trailer right now on our YouTube at Entropy Emporium. It's the thing I'm most excited about. She did a phenomenal job with it, and it is going to be an absolute blast. We have a very amazing cast. I'm gonna go on about this forever probably, so I'm gonna stop now preemptively. Other than that, you can find me this Thursday, I think, for God Killer on Entropy as well. Our Girl by Moonlight, I have to remember the system. Our Girl by Moonlight Pacific Rim Neon Genesis Evangelion mecha game where we all play sad boys. Not just me. And then on Friday, nope, we're not doing Friday because Friday is Gen Con. Normally it would be Weird Wilds War, which is a 5e homebrew actual play that I run over there. It's also very fun and cool. But Saturday at 10:30 CST, Star Shard live on Twitch, animated overlay, you better believe it. And then this is the only other thing I'm in right now, to the best of my knowledge, to my remembrance at the moment.
Okay. Is that everything? Okay. Popcorn, you pick. Who goes next?
Went before me, so I'm going to make him go after me.
Hello. That is me. Maybe. Who knows? But I'll tell you right now that it is me. Hi, I'm XTEL. You can find me at Extra the King on all the socials. I am a wild man who's way too busy. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. I'm the social media manager for Tales for the Table Studios. So keep an eye on our socials about all the shows and stuff we got going on, all the things we got going on. You can find me here every other Tuesday. For this, you can find me this Friday, I'll be on Don't Kill My Character Storytelling, a vampire game, where you can see me put the players through absolute turmoil as I throw things at them that they should not have thrown at them, probably, but they will. So it's gonna be fine. That's gonna be at 7 p.m. Eastern. Maybe later. There's conversation about it earlier, but I'm not entirely sure if we nailed it down. But you can find me there. You can find me here every other Sunday. Not this next Sunday coming up, but the Sunday after for Sundered Skies, where I tail sling for the fabulous ultimate game Sundered Skies. You'll see Cass there also as a player. So that's going to be a fun time. Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the things. There's a lot of stuff happening that I can't talk about, and there's also a lot of stuff happening that I should talk about. So sometimes my brain is like, which one is which, though? So I'll just stop there for all the shows that I'm doing, and you can just follow me on socials to see what else is happening with me. And then I start playing. There we go. We got vampire games on there. 2 of them for the Sacrifice and Fall of London. Join up if you can. There's also a werewolf game if you want to be howling at the moon with me in LA. So do that. There's so much happening in my brain. That's it. That's where I'm going to stop. That's where I'm going to stop, though. You can just follow me for more information. Thank you all for coming. Love y'all. Y'all are wonderful. And I'm passing it to Keaton.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns, I use any and all pronouns. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out on the interwebs. I am every other Tuesday, opposite this Tuesday, I'm over on Entropy Emporium for They Call Us Villains, our Horror Masks actual play, where I play a little lad who has never done anything wrong a day in his entire fucking life, and I will stand by that until I die. He is completely harmless. He doesn't even have any powers. I cannot stress this enough. He should not be where he is. Other than that, everything that I am in is in production, so I can't talk about it yet, which makes me sad because I really want to talk about a couple of projects that I'm working on, but I can't yet talk about them. Follow me on social media. That is where you will hear about whatever it is that I am doing next. And I will pass it over to Matt.
Thank you. I'm Matt. Today I played Chin, the very good friend of Alice. And you can find me everywhere as Improv at RPG. And on Sunday on Altered Echo Archives, where I play a risk-taking character who weaseled his way into being an employee of a pirate ship. in a Cypher game. So, y'all, this was so much fun. Y'all are incredible. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for the next game. I can't wait. Cass.
It's me. Okay, so luckily I don't have to mention 2 things that I'm in because other people have already mentioned them here. Later this week, I will be in the aforementioned Girl by Moonlight campaign with JT. I have basement goo to beef with. That's all I'm gonna say. I will be the superior goo. And then next week, I will be over on Live from the Apocalypse twice. On Wednesday, we continue the adventures of the USS Star Trek Gallant of the Federation and Star Trek Adventures. And we are entering our Klingon era there. And we are so back for Redacted, baby. JD's horror game. We are all made of ghosts. I may have smooched my therapist a couple episodes ago. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, of course, Sundered Skies every other Sunday. We just had our most recent episode. We will be back. And then there's something missing on my calendar, and I don't remember what it is. But what you should come back here for, other than Sundered Skies, again, every other Sunday, is the other table for this game, where you will find X being led by the other GM Grim, as well as 3 other players. Some of you who've been harassing us in chat tonight, I see you. Anyway, you will see all of them not this Friday, but next Friday on the 8th. And we will alternate Tuesdays and Fridays going forward. I hope everybody had fun tonight. We will be raiding Magic RPG. They are playing Scum and Villainy, I do believe. And I think that's everything I have to say tonight. So, as always, remember to tell your tales. Say goodnight, cast.
Good night, cast.
Good night, Cass.
Good night, Cass.
Night, Cass.
I walked into that one.
Yes, you did.